coming up on TCU News Now.
TCU's win over the Longhorns caused a shift in the rankings. Did the Frogs return to the top 4?
After a lackluster season for the volleyball team, TCU Athletics makes a drastic change.
And a club on campus is making learning fun for some Fort Worth children.
From the Bob Schieffer College of Communication, this is TCU News Now.
Hello and welcome to TCU News Now. I'm Brad Hardcastle.
And I'm Julia Zaninovich. The TCU football leaped back into the top of the college football playoff rankings. The Frogs are number 3 in the rankings, a 2-spot raise from last week. The team is expected to win over Iowa State in their last regular game season this Saturday. If the Frogs win Saturday, they're expected to appear in the playoffs. The College Football Playoff Committee will release the final rankings Sunday at 11 a.m.
Excited, man. I mean, we have a shot. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, we only lost one game.
I felt like we deserved it, and it's been coming for a long time. We've won I don't know how many in a row, so I just kind of expected it, I guess. Yeah.
TCU will be searching for 3 new volleyball coaches. Athletic Director Chris Del Conte announced in a press release Monday that head coach Prentice Lewis and 2 assistant coaches will not be returning next season. Del Conte said the team has not reached the level of success that is expected. Lewis coached for the Frogs for 13 years.
TCU men's basketball is one of 4 undefeated teams in the nation this season. The team claimed the Corpus Christi Coastal Classic Championship over the weekend with a 61-52 victory over Mississippi State. Sophomore Kenrick Williams had his first career double-double with 10 points and a career-high 11 boards. Williams was also named the tournament's most outstanding player. The Horned Frogs take on Ole Miss Thursday at 8 p.m.
The after-school program Kick for Success at Sagamore Hill Elementary gives students the opportunity to practice their own Spanish by helping ESL students to read, write, and problem solve in English and Spanish. One student said that soccer helps motivate the students to keep their grades up. The program is also promoting teamwork on and off the field. 8th graders in the Fort Worth community are looking up to TCU students. Leader Kids allows TCU students to serve at any 23 Fort Worth ISD middle schools. The program partners 8th graders with TCU mentors to teach students about being leaders in their communities. Mentors take the middle schoolers to places in the city to expose them to new people and ideas. The TCU Leadership Center will begin recruiting new mentors for the leadership program next April. Chemistry Club students are creating formulas for fun to engage students in the Fort Worth community.
Deanna Kelly Hill has the story.
For some TCU students, chemistry can seem like a boredom of memorizing formulas and elements. But for these chemistry students, it's the very opposite.
I'm wearing goggles because I am being an ambassador for Chemistry Club.
The TCU Chemistry Club uses their knowledge from inside of the classroom to teach science to children at the Fort Worth Museum of Science and History.
I think it's really, really important for kids to get to teach kids. And I like the expertise of using the American Chemical Society student affiliate groups to come in and work with our younger kids so that our younger kids can benefit from them. But the older kids also benefit from working with the younger kids. It helps them understand the content that they're working with and be able to tell it in simple terms so that the masses can understand it.
Kids and their families were seen as taking the trip to the museum as a blast.
Well, I like them all, really.
For students like Magdalene Porter, performing science experiments with kids is a nice stress reliever from hitting the textbooks.
I think sometimes as slightly older kids, we lose track of what's fun and what's neat and what's cool about science, and doing these experiments and watching little kids and the reaction to it kind of re-brought home why we all love it so much to begin with.
Deanna Kelly Hill, TCU News Now.
The club also partners with Cook Children's Hospital by filming chemistry experiments with patients through the hospital's television network.
The Study Abroad program is expanding to offer more options to students. Hannah Coons joins us in the studio.
Thanks, Julia. Students no longer have to choose between studying abroad and interning. The Center for International Studies and the International Education of Students are partnering to offer study abroad internship options. Although this isn't a new program, it's expanded a lot this semester. Before, students could intern in Barcelona, Spain, Dublin, Ireland, London, England, Rome, Italy, and Sydney, Australia. This year, the program added Milan, Italy, Paris, France, and Santiago, Chile. That brings the total to 8 different countries students can intern in. Each student accepted into the program is matched with an advisor. They work together to find an internship abroad that meets the student's needs and interests. Fees for semester programs range from about $4,000 to $8,000, and summer fees range from about $1,000 to $4,000. Students in good standing with 2 semesters of credit at TCU and at least a 2.8 GPA can apply. Back to you, Brad and Jay-Z at the desk.
A selected group of seniors will be heading to New York in the spring to prepare for their theater careers. The TCU Theater Department has already selected seniors Kyle Montgomery and Jenna Mater to head to participate. The group will include theater minors, Bachelor of Arts, and Bachelor of Fine Arts students. The students are selected through their senior showcase, which includes monologues and songs. Casting directors then select which students to call back. Neely School of Business students are applying classroom lessons to real-world settings. The projects allow students to test management, marketing, and negotiating skills by working with organizations in the community. At the beginning of each semester, students enrolled in these classes are given a list of organizations to select where they serve. Management Professor Randy Lewis and Entrepreneurship Professor David Gross started service learning projects in the business school 6 years ago.
Coming up after the break, we will tell you the punishment for a former student involved in the death of Ty Pickens.
And another building will rise up on TCU's campus, but this one is serving those with the license.
And an annual tradition lights up the Commons in more than one way.
It's a new chapter for TCU. Some call it a Cinderella story, others the little school that could. But Horned Frogs know it's a legacy of hard work, dedication, and commitment. All this didn't happen overnight, but over time and on the shoulders of giants. We are here because of an expectation of excellence in everything. But this isn't our happily ever after. This is just the beginning.
On January 29th of 2013, Ty Pickens was found dead. The strategic communication major from Austin died after being injected with heroin. Shown in the picture on your screen is former TCU student Brennan Rodriguez. Rodriguez pled guilty to injecting Pickens with the heroin, which resulted in his death. He was sentenced to 10 years deferred adjudication probation. He must also serve 120 days in county jail.
Due to the high number of sexual assaults and attempted abductions, TCU police are encouraging students to be cautious at night. TCU police reports that a majority of assaults, theft, and attempted abductions have been during nighttime hours. One good way to prevent assault and abduction is to travel in pairs. If you find yourself out at late, use TCU Police or Froggy 50 to escort you home. Their number is 817-257-7777.
Next semester, students can expect fewer parking options and even more construction. The new parking garage construction will begin after Saturday's home football game. The garage will be in Lot 5 next to Amon G. Carter Stadium. During construction, first-year students will have to search for parking in Lots 3 and 4. When completed next fall, the garage will offer 992 parking spots for students and visitors. There will also be 153 surface parking spaces in the lot. A TCU music professor is hoping students will be able to show off their nerd side this January.
Samantha Klimbahin has the story.
For TCU musicology professor William Gibbons, a video game is more than just a game. It's also a field of academic study. One of Gibbons' passions, video game music.
I can't get enough of the music from the BioShock games, from the Legend of Zelda games. The music for the video game Journey is a favorite of mine.
Gibbons is also the lead organizer for the North American Conference on Video Game Music. So far, the North American Conference on Video Game Music has only been held once. That conference took place in Ohio. The second conference will take place right here in the Moody Building at TCU. The conference will last from January 17 to 18. It will feature presentations by scholars who study the history and theory of video game music. TCU students and faculty will be able to attend the event for free.
I think it's actually really cool that they're doing this because when you think about TCU, you don't quite think video games as the first thing. So I think it's kind of a step forward.
Gibbons says he hopes the event will help students and faculty embrace their inner nerd.
I think we're all nerds about something, whether it's football or video games or music or art or something.
As for Gibbons,
oh, I'm absolutely 100% as geeky as it gets. I'm 100% a nerd.
Nerdy and proud. Samantha Kalimbahan, TCU News Now.
This semester, Gibbons also teaches a video game music class for upper-level music majors.
Last night, thousands gathered in the campus commons for TCU's annual Christmas tree lighting. I was there to report. Students, faculty, staff, and their families gathered in the campus commons for Tuesday night's Christmas tree lighting. Members of the TCU community could get their pictures taken with a giant nutcracker, Super Frog, and even one of the rarest breeds of cattle, the reindeer. The Order of Omega set up a toy drive for people to donate gifts for kids and Child Protective Services.
Usually we ask for about 500 presents for these children, and this year we got almost that number, so we did really great this year.
Members of the Student Government Association were there giving out buttons commemorating the group's efforts and putting on the event.
Students love the Christmas tree lighting, they love the Christmas spirit. You know, they should support their student government because, you know, everybody here that's involved in doing this plays a huge part in the Christmas tree lighting. It's a lot of fun.
After the lighting, Frozen fans watched and sang along to their favorite movie, especially this one.
The movie Frozen. She loves Frozen.
Director of Student Affairs Brad Thompson said that there was an estimated 6,500 people in attendance for last night's Christmas tree lighting.
That's all we have for you this week on TCU News Now.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great week.